Production value. This is what you could expect here on this channel. You don't see this on other channels. You only see this on Pigcake's channel. Magic tutorials and finding different ways to preserve and fortify your virginity, as opposed to strengthening your moral character like other channels might teach you to do. So today we have a wonderful little bit of a tutorial that's going to show you guys a little bit of a sandwich trick. Because that seems to be the craze. Loser virgin magicians spend their time practicing and honing for an audience of one, which is themselves. This video is sponsored by the Pigcake Magic Academy. The Pigcake Magic Academy, of course, is $5 a month, 2 videos every single week going over everything you need for card and coin work. Theory, history, doesn't matter, it's there. You could check it out. Over 300 videos already going over absolutely everything. And guess what? You have access to not only the stuff that I released this week, but the stuff I release every single week and have released every single week. And also all the piggybacker videos. Piggybackers are $1 tier. That's fine. You get videos too. So if you're subscribed to the Pigcake Card Academy, guess what? You get 4 videos a week going over everything and tricks that you're not going to see anywhere else. It's worth it. Go check it out. So this trick in particular is something that I've seen on Instagram. I've seen people like Shinlin do it, and they do it legit, where they grab the card and they throw it in the middle of the deck between 2 other cards. I found a way to fake it using one of my favorite sandwich switches of all time. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it so that you too could look like you're some sort of Asian mind ninja like Shinlin. So that's going to be today's tutorial, and let's just jump to that. If you've ever wanted to know what it's like to be straddled by your boy Pigcake, you could just be this table. You could just purchase this table from me for the low price of $3.99. $3.99 for this IKEA little nightstand that I got for exactly $14 on sale. So here I'm going to show you guys this little bit of a trick. Again, it's more of a display of skill. I've seen people do this legitimately, where they stab a card in the deck and put it between 2 other cards that are face up in the deck. But here's just a way to cheat the system, just like the blacks. So for this, we're going to need 2 cards that are similar. In this case, we're going to have the jokers taken out. We're going to be using the first playing cards, exclusive to me. No one else has them so far. I have them, the first playing cards. So we're going to use 2 jokers here, and that's going to represent our little bit of a target. So these jokers are going to be a target. Now, if I sound like I'm sick, it's because honestly, I'm sick of everything. It's not that I'm sick, it's that I'm sick of life. So my throat is pointing that out to me right now in the form of mucus. So the jokers are on top, and we're going to have a card picked. In this case, we're going to put the card between the jokers because that's going to be our target. So you tell the spectator that this right here is going to be a little bit of a target, and we're going to try to aspire to inspire and get that card between. In this case, the card they picked is a double backer. It's a double backer. How great is that? That means we're going to have to cut and redo this all over again, because that's what happens when you don't take cards out of the deck that are double. Now the second spectator has picked a card. In this case, it's the Jack of Spades. So the Jack of Spades is going to be our little bit of a cannon operator. You remember those 50s videos where they used to shoot the little Asian kids out of the cannons? Well, this is going to be our little Asian kid, and in this case, these 2 jokers is going to be the net that we catch it in. So we're going to put these in the middle, and here's going to be the goal. We're going to try to squeeze this card between those jokers in a display of dexterity, virginity, and loneliness. Here we go. Right there, that's all it takes. So by using the power of our skill and dexterity, by studying Shinlin videos, we've actually managed to get 1 card between the jokers. We see that there's only 1 single card between the jokers here, and guess what? That card happens to be the Jack of Spades, our little lonely Asian cannon boy. Oh boy, what What a wonderful little trick this is. And it's very easy to do. Very easy to do. So all you have to do is grab yourselves one of these IKEA tables, one of these IKEA nightstands that your ex-girlfriend left at the house before she took all her shit and broke your heart. And then you're going to need a deck of Chris Ramsey firsts. And then you're going to be ready to go. So you take 2 jokers. And in this case, these 2 jokers, you could make some sort of allusion to an Illuminati meme, right? And say, oh, look, Illuminati, they're real. They exist. These jokers are going to go on top of the deck. At this point, we're going to pick a card. In this case, this card right over here, we're going to have the spectator pick it rather. And we're not going to show to them because this card is actually going to be switched in a very, very clever Marlowe way. Now, here's the interesting part about this, which is just a little bit of a bonus tip. This card is actually going to be forced. So the forced card is actually going to be the card directly below the jokers. Now, it's not necessary that you force the card. However, it is going to be a property of this little bit of a switch. Now, this is, from my understanding, a Marlowe switch. And it's a very, very discrepant switch, but it's probably my favorite switch to do in the entirety of Magic, more so than the double lift. You're going to see how. So we're going to take the card they pick. We're going to tell the spectators that the target is going to be between the jokers, and we're going to match our actions to words here. So our action is right here. You're putting the cards between the jokers, and our words are, so I'm putting the card between the jokers. At this point, I'm getting a break underneath the top card of the deck, just like that. So I put my little pinky in there like it's Sarah from the 5th grade prom, and I don't know what I'm doing, so I put my pinky in there because that's what my uncle taught me. And then next, you're just going to square these cards up on top of the deck and lift all the cards up. So you're lifting 3 cards as 4, but the spectator thinks that you're lifting up 3 cards. You're going to thumb off the first card on top of the deck, retaining a little bit of a break. And next, here's the discrepant move. You're just going to turn your hand over, and they're going to see a jack. Now, if you were doing this for real, what would they actually see? They would see a back. They would see a back. They wouldn't see a jack. But here's the little bit of a discrepant part. They don't know that. They don't know that that's what they're supposed to be seeing right now, and it looks copacetic. So at this point, you turn this card over, and you've shown, in this case, the jack of spades. You're then going to turn your palm to a face down position and use your thumb to take this top card. Now, here's the best part. That's not the jack of spades anymore. That's now a random card. That's now the 10 of spades, a card that doesn't matter. That's like the 3/5 compromise. This one is the one that matters. So this one's the one that actually has a vote, and this one is the one that counts as 3/5 of a vote. So in this case, all that we're doing, lifting all 4 cards as 3, using our thumb, getting a break, turning our right hand over, turning it back face down and thumbing off an indifferent card, in this case a card that doesn't matter, and then lastly holding these 2 cards as 1 and placing it on top of the deck. So now we're going to take this card and drop it on the table as we reiterate to the spectator what's about to happen. It's a feat of dexterity. So we're going to lift all these 3 cards up as 2, and we're just going to use our little bit of a middle finger here. A little bit of a middle finger. You see that? Middle finger action. Yeah, your mom knows. Your mom knows. We're going to use that middle finger to just pull on this bottom joker just to make sure that the spectators have one last vision of nothing between the jokers, even though guess what? There's already a card there, but they don't know that because they're on Comtrex and Valium. So in this case, we're going to do a one-handed cut with our left hand. You don't have to do one-handed cut if your virginity is not at that point yet. If you want, you can just place these jokers on top and cut them into the middle. But I like doing a one-handed cut because I like the ladies to know my business. I like them to know that if they get with me, they're gonna have a nice time with my fingers, if you know what I mean. So at this point, we're gonna place these jokers in the middle of the deck. We're gonna cut it, and we're gonna go into the rest of the trick, which is essentially fluff. This is a lie. This is no longer the card that they think is the little cannon Asian boy, and that card is, as a matter of fact, already placed between the jokers right over here. You see that? It's already there between the jokers. So all we have to make sure to do is not actually do this by accident, which has happened to me before, where you take the card, you apparently throw it in the middle of the deck, and really you actually legitimately throw it between the actual jokers themselves. You don't want to do that because that would actually be a display of dexterity, virginity, and loneliness. You want to fake it. So the way we do that is we just pinch the card between our left thumb and forefinger. We're going to dribble the cards in the right hand on the table. So we're just going to let them go from our thumb and dribble them on the table. And we're just going to make sure that we stick this card approximately near the same location, but not at the actual location. If not, you're going to have 2 cards between the jokers and a lot of explaining to do. So that's what it looks like right there. That's it. We're just grabbing that card and throwing it somewhere in the middle of the deck. And when you spread the cards, it's going to show to the spectator that you have immense virginity and a lot of dexterity, because there's going to see that there's one card right there between both jokers. Now, it doesn't help that this deck has the same font throughout, the same color palette throughout, so it's going to be fairly difficult to see the jokers here. You want to use a deck that actually has somewhat of different of color, but in this case you see that there's one card between the jokers, and it happens to be the same target card that you managed to have the spectator pick in the beginning. Now, as I mentioned, the bonus is that this happens to be a force card, so if you need this for a routine where it would need a force card, guess what? You could get the force away with here in this initial selection process. So this could be a little bit of a warm-up. Oh, you want to see a little bit of a card trick? Well, guess what? I have to warm up first, and then you could do this little routine to warm up, and then you could insert this force card in whatever routine you need. So it's a nice little bit of a trick. Again, I've seen this on Instagram. People do it legitimately. They do it from a spring. You could do it from a spring if you want to. You could do it from a spring. You could just throw that card as you spring, in this case, just like that. But again, that's your prerogative. All right, that's your prerogative. I wouldn't do that. I want to have the control, and I want to throw it in there. And I also don't want the spectator to see if the card isn't actually going between the jokers. That's the other thing. You don't want the spectator to see, hey, your card went somewhere different than the cards that you said were the target cards. And then at that point, you have to murder them, their family, and make sure that they keep their blabbermouths shut. But that's the trick. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys practice it. Do all the things that people do when it comes to videos. And leave a comment below as to your favorite type of decorative Christmas ornament, because I'm going to be reading those comments, and it's totally not to trick the YouTube algorithm into thinking that my videos have more interactivity than they actually do. So you want to make sure to lock in your comment by hitting the like button. Thank you guys. Sun is down, freezing cold. That's how we already know that winter's here. My dog would probably do it for a Louis belt. That's all he know. He know nothing else. I try to show him, yeah. I tried to show him, yeah.